afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here till 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. A match from the summer preview patch. Between the north, it is GGtheMachine fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 265th Infantry Division. In the south, it is Kpen 97 fighting for the Soviet Union. Comrade Stalin taking on the role here of the 3rd Guards Tank Corps, or Mechanized Corps actually, with Osttruppen here, with the Osttruppen Machine Gun Panzer versus Guard Rifle, Urban Defense and Lend Lease tactics here for Kpen, with Satchel Charge, Peon Troopers and Elite Troop Production Bulletins. Since, you know, Peon Troopers build fast and Shock Troops and Guards, so it has lower cooldowns there. Double contrast here though for Kpen. Lots of Osttruppen here for GGtheMachine, who rushes out cheap and inexpensive infantry to quickly hold the front line. Units wiring off here in the east. Very good. Conscript sitting out there. Standard start here so far. Well, Osttruppen not super standard, but for an Osttruppen start, this is standard. You know, get a bunch of Osttruppen out, get some machine guns out to back up those Osttruppen, and you know, get stuck in there. Wiring off here towards the eastern side, conscript up towards the point here. All a bit quiet here. Otherwise, all a bit quiet. MD42 then watch Osttruppen moving ahead here, grabbing the western victory point there, and there you go. First engagement about to happen here between GGtheMachine and Kpen. Third conscript almost done there for Kpen. Going to set up here around the central victory point. There you go. Already here, Kpen is setting up for a flank. Good setup there by Kpen. Already leaving machine there a bit outmaneuvered. Third Osttruppen scored out there. We'll of course have to see how Kpen keeps pace with all these mighty Osttruppen, if he ever does. Eastern victory point secure, Grand Western field point there with some pioneers. Also sandbags obviously can go down there, so we sort of notice a little progress bar up there. Osttruppen moving up there to help counter attack towards the eastern point. Of course, secure the flank of the MD42, which right now Kpen is focusing down with his conscripts on both sides. There we go, falling back here with the conscripts when he sees all of the Osttruppen moving in here. Kpen could try and fight the engagement here, but at that stage, he's just going to be feeding the Osttruppen experience, which is not really something Kpen is particularly interested in. Honestly, at this point, he might want to just disengage from here as well. I mean, he could try and sort of bleed out the machine and force it away, but there's the argument he could be spending his manpower more efficiently elsewhere. Eastern field point secured there for the glory of the motherland. Fourth conscript on the way there for Kpen. Conscript there being hosed down. Taking hair fire there for MD42 in the Osttruppen. Conscript there taking minor casual already. And here, trying to hold off against the more Osttruppen there as machine strikes hard for the fatherland. We got take up there for Deutschland. Conscript there going to have to retreat soon. And there you go, MD42 gains veterancy 1. Could pop the incendiary on his around trying to evict the conscripts a bit faster. There they go, conscript needs to push back by the double Osttruppen. Pioneers and watch here so far. Machine is laying in hard here against Kpen, who is finding himself not really fighting a series of worthwhile engagements. This is machine, at least for now. Back in upgrades. There'll probably be some field infirmary upgrades soon enough. Take up almost down there for GGtheMachine and the 265th Infantry Division. Bring out the west side here. Conscript they're retreating. I'll just watch them up there. Just pray. I think he's just trying to beeline for the fuel pump, trying to force machine to divert forces there, as he then sort of tries to defend the eastern point here with some good flanks. But there you go, medics on the way for Kpen and the Soviet army. Back here, I'd like to make a nice company again up for GGtheMachine, which in the summer preview patch has, I believe, been made a bit cheaper in terms of manpower. The first there's a bunker up. Yeah, I think I'd like to make a nice company a bit better. Then again, he might be planning some fast Panzergrenadier here versus the Soviets. Sandbags up there by machine, good work there. Osttruppen can, and alongside Grenadiers, Panzergrenadiers and all that, can lay down the trenches, sandbags and all that. Jazz. Conscript reinforcing, and there you go. Push up the west side. Much better play there. As the Soviets, usually in the early game, your trick is not so much just to sort of ball hard in, although we can get away with it sometimes. So trying to look like, where are the Germans not, and sort of trying to outmaneuver them, keep them sort of unsure of their footing, and sort of trying to force them sort of into spreading up too thin, and then you sort of, you know, hit them with a, you know, sort of balled up fist, but then you're sort of trying to weave around. Trying to set up for a good engagement against me, just trying to wear them down. If they're not playing those, what he's doing, he can sort of kill you out pretty fast. So there's something that came on about how you engage as the Soviets. But there again, before being pushed back here, we sort of slightly see it here. We got Panzergrenadiers almost down there for machine. That's going to be a bit of a problem there for Kpen. Of course, we've got investment there for machine. And these points have been secured. Osttruppen charging in against the conscript engineers. So not really the best assault there with the Osttruppen. They're not exactly assault troops in the first place, so a bit of an awkward call, I would say, by machine, to be honest. Makes it a lot easier for the country just to shoot them down. Conscript being expressed, the MD42 squad here trying to flank around to stop, but the MD42 as well. Panzer is moving in. And I think that's going to be the end here to Kpen's dreams of taking out the machine gun at the moment, because otherwise that's going to come with a really big butcher's bill and no meat. Back here, Continental Union's going to push up. There are some squads falling back, but they've still got 2 squads ready to withstand any sort of immediate attacks here by Kpen. Part of their push back as they end up taking a heavy dose of bullets, courtesy of GGtheMachine and the 265th Infantry Division, receiving some support from nearby Panzergrenadier Battalion. Needs moving up against the Osttruppen, constant flame from the other side. Molotovs here could be useful, he doesn't have them. Otherwise, tech could be an idea there for Kpen and Val. We got a doctrine, it is Lend Lease tactics, slightly overhauled, where the guardsmen now actually start with submachine guns. There's Thompson submachine guns on the PB-41. Little fun fact there. Also, as a reminder, do like if you like what I do, you can subscribe, like, share, and press the bell button if you do subscribe, so you never get more likely reminder up YouTube and put a video out. So quick note there. Consequences Panzergrenadier here. Could call in the Decisive machine to put pressure there on Machine's infantry, and that is exactly what Kpen does. Osttruppen there standing about, medic bunker ready, nothing further happening there for Machine. He could call in more Panzergrenadiers. Officer could also be an idea there for Machine to consider versus Kpen. The Machine gun being slowly shot to bits, they're too low on health. Panzergrenadiers also in a bit of a spot there, but still he's control of both fuel points, so he's getting a lot more fuel here than Kpen. That's going to be a challenge there. We got tech up and I like to make a nice company at the same time here for Machine. A bold endeavour there, but certainly means he's possibly a bit worried he might be rushing ahead too fast and wants to make sure he can sort of, back up into Pack 40 if it comes down to it, guessing he doesn't want to upgrade his Panzergrenadiers with Panzer 6, which makes sense since that rather leaves the Osttruppen to do most of the actual infantry work, and late game they can struggle with that. Hey Machine, they're moving up there for Kpen, getting the Osttruppen now out in the open. Probably not fast enough to suppress them, but certainly enough to give Machine an idea that there's something big coming his way. Or at least big-ish. Take up almost on there for Machine and the German army. Hey Machine, constant support there, Osttruppen there, hold up here. Light cover though, it's going to make it easier for the disc to deal with them, even then it's going to take some time to sort of deal with them, and even though there's a heavy cover there, but it's going to sort of, there we go, one squad suppressed. And usually if one squad suppressed, the others will follow after sooner, so bit of a note there. Both Osttruppen squads right, finally opening up the eastern fuel point there for Kpen and the Red Army. Big push here, the Osttruppen and Panzergrenadiers. Osttruppen moving in front of the Panzergrenadiers to draw away fire because Kpen is clearly not focusing down the Panzergrenadiers. Instead, good play the Machine, taking advantage of Kpen's slightly lax firing orders. Fire grenade off, but it is easily dodged there. Another discard for Kpen, still not enough tech there. Continuing to focus on infantry, but also bring up the heavy machine guns in case machinists bring up any light vehicles. But at the same time, of course, that means Kpen has one particular weakness, which is his absolutely no bloody anti-tank weapons. None whatsoever. Constant sitting out there, and we got supply drop in there, so alright. Makes this a bit weird since he's just going to call in the Pack 40 and MG34 that way anyways. Oh well. I mean, it might be he's been planning other things. Maybe he wants to sort of set up for a half-track down the road, maybe. S-mines down here though by the center victory point, going for the Continental conscripts. More aggressive play by Kpen, very good. More disruptive aggressive play. And again, note here, fuel point on the west harass as well. Thumbs up to Kpen. Controlling express the MG42 getting eventually too, very good there. And of course got the MG34 under control, and he can now grab the Pack 40 as well, the Panzer Kanone 40. Anti-tank grenades ready, so indicating that Kpen is prioritizing enemy vehicles sort of as an increasing threat. But still no tech up. Still none. No support from company, no field guns, no motors, no nothing. Nada. Osttruppen moving ahead here with the Panzergrenadiers backing them up there. The Machine can also reposition to sort of cover the western point there and also secure it at the same time. Moving up here in the east. With the MG34 backing up the Osttruppen. And S-mines there being cleared out using the conscripts. Kpen clearly a proponent of the Zhukov when he's, the whole attack from minefields as though they weren't there. I'm sure Zhukov would be proud of Kpen. Lots of S-mine stuff from GGtheMachine. Thumbs up there. Also something suppressed with the disc machine gun. Also machine gun pushing in for the eastern fuel point again. Tank command up there with the support company, so he can now go for field guns. If it comes down to it, you can also begin dropping in air supply drops. And there we go, Kpen displaying his blatant disregard for minesweepers and its own men's welfare. Those two things go hand in hand together. Just moving about here, constantly moving eastwards there as well. 10% command almost down there for Kpen. We're probably seeing a fast T70. Meanwhile, Machine is going to push likely for a fast Osttruppen here versus, Kpen, and give Kpen a bit of a rough handling. Osttruppen is near conscript, and behind these there's minesweepers, while Kpen again is flagrantly disregarding the possibility of needing minesweepers. Machine on hand is assuming that Kpen might be laying down mines, and he's also showing a bit of greater appreciation for his own men's welfare. Well, as much as you can when you're throwing them at guns anyways. Osttruppen pioneers from the north are going to flank the Dishka, though they're not exactly assault troops, so the Dishka could through at least a degree ignore them. Osttruppen engaging from the south, though without much of a crowd bonus they're not going to be much useful there. Dishka sitting up in the centre house. Panzer's there moving about, MG4 to reposition, got a bit more pressure on the left flank. Lots of action in fact across several hotspots here in the map. Assault continues through the machine, is on retreat, engineers constantly dealing with troops, and we got the T7 on the way there for Kpen. Back to Machine here, is going for the Panzer IV, not a fast Osttruppen here. Guess he's a bit more of a conservative fellow here. Kpen, oh, we can begin dropping in allied supply drops here. Supplying himself with precious fuel for tanks. And other fun things, though primarily tanks. MG4 help defend the eastern victory point and fuel point. Kpen is once more relegated to being behind on fuel despite some good harassment attempts. I mean, he's still not getting a lot that compare it with Machine, but at least he's getting something. Just coming in with console support, going to try and flank that MG4 2. Got S-Mons up here again. Really just thorough, consistent mining by Machine there. 2 thumbs up. Really good work there. Fuel drops in here from the Kpen. Of course, if there's any doubt from Machine what doctrine Kpen's gone for, there should be none now. At least I think so. I don't think he had guards airborne. You need to sort of, again, flank up, clear up the Machine gun, opening up for the fuel and the victory point there. Pioneers right in the centre by the T70. Machine here could go for the Panzer IV, and there we go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 being mobilised there, Machine. And the 265th Infanterie Division being supported by a nearby errant Panzer Company. More mines being cleared out, this time by the T70, which is a bit more mine-proof, at least for S-mines. Telemines, of course, will prove to be a bit of a bigger head again. There you go, straight into the Pack 40 here. Panzerfaust within range as well there, and we're likely going to see that T70, no, not go up in flames. That is really lucky here for Kpen. Really lucky. Osttruppen is the engineers just coming in there, flanking the Osttruppen as well, pushing them back. Very good. Back here, troops healing and enforcing. Panzer IV almost down there for Machine and the German army. Bit of quiet there. And we got Tier 4. So Machine is operating a reasonably aggressive tech strategy. I mean, we got 13-minute Tier 4 here on the way. And partly again, it's just also down to Crossroads, which is, as I've mentioned many times before, is a map that overall offers a lot more resources due to its more points. Third discard here for Kpen. An interesting pick at this moment. Not entirely sure that was the best choice, and I feel like a field gun would have been much better. Obviously, that is with me knowing there's a Panzer IV already in the field, but I don't think Kpen should require that much, knowledge to figure out there's a possibility at the 13-minute mark, with his opponent hanging most of the fuel consistently, he might rush out a Panzer IV. And lastly, a third machine gun is going to be about as useful as an ice cream van in trying to stop the Panzer IV. In fact, it's less likely to solve, at least the Germans might try and stop for ice cream. Hey, look, it's this, Fritz! Ice cream! We're in a war zone, you idiot! But it's ice cream! Shut up! She's now being pursued by the Panzer IV. Kpen has come in for a rough ride. He might be able to buy some time, but he desperately and definitely needs some anti-tank guns out now, and maybe another fuel drop, maybe try and push for something bigger. I mean, right now, a possible idea here could be trying to somehow rush and enforce his Sherman, since that is reasonably solid against Panzer IVs. Pushing for the car point here in the western point. We've got machine gun pioneers guarding it and making a bit harder for the push for the western fuel point here. So far, machine is, I would say, conducting a pretty reasonable defensive strategy with some good offensive thrust as well to keep Kpen off guard. Certainly has a nice lead over Kpen here with 466 versus 83. Concentrated by the pioneers, troops are pinned down in front of the MG42, field gun away there for Kpen, finally accepting that he needs something with a slightly bigger caliber than the Dishka. More S-mines exploding, more conscripts just being blown out there. Comrade, maybe we should invest in minesweepers. Niet, if Zukov can do it, I can do it too. But he has more forces available, and he might be lying. Shut up! Pioneer's being shot by the disco. We got the Panther wing up. Field gun almost down there for Kpen. Screwing points here. Osttruppen with light machine guns to put more pressure on Kpen's forces. Pioneers MG4 wing up there. Engineers suppressed, hitting the dirt. Back here, nothing further going on. Again, he could drop in some more fuel there and try and rush for some Shermans. Of course, he's still going to need a fuel pump for that plan to really pay off. Otherwise, the only thing he'll be rushing to is a gulag. But so far, Machine is holding up nicely. His forces are a bit scattered, though he needs to be careful about not leaving himself too extended, because that could open up for Kpen just sort of swarming some units, annihilating them. We can see there more S-mines. He's just mining every sort of point he can sort of get his hands on. Overall, just making it harder for Kpen to make any easy breakthroughs without having minesweepers to back them up. And again, Kpen doesn't believe in minesweepers. Quick bomb grenade there. The conscripts routing in there successfully. Disco setting up there. Conscripts northwards now. Got Pioneers being spotted here. Pioneers being slowly gutted here. Disco holding up the Osttruppen. Very good. And we could see the Pioneers getting wiped here. Small win there for Kpen and the Dead Army. Panther moving in here, going straight for one of the machine guns. Panther there gets the Pioneers, caught a small win there. Of course, we got more Pioneers and we got the heavy Panther going out to the machine, which will definitely necessitate some heavier firepower to deal with that. Again, Discos won't so not cut it as a Sturmpanzer or a Panther. Panther there clearing out the machine at close range. We've got Contra to deal with them. At the same time, we're going to press attempted flank here by Kpen, but it's all by machine. They're nicely set up there by him. Machine cleared up. They could be able to grab it back. Disco there routed as well. Kpen is starting to make much of a breakthrough versus machine at the moment. Back here, reinforcement, healing, but no take up. Again, get that fueling, get the mechanized armor company up, and get those Shermans up. And there you go. At least one part of that is now being effectuated with the mechanized armor company being built now by Kpen's hard-working engineers. Start believers in socialism and not going to gulags for not doing their job. Back here, reinforcement, healing for machine and the German army. Got the officer up, very nice pick there. Boosts his troops and armor. Plus can throw down smoke, which is always a handy ability. Okay, but I feel like it's putting too much emphasis on the centre victory point, when he probably should put more emphasis on getting fuel out for tanks, and more importantly, also keeping that out of the machine's hands. We got 466 versus 337 here. There we go. M4C Sherman's going to take a bit of a while, though again, our supply drop could likely speed that up by a nice chunk, in particular sort of gets a nice roll with say 40 fuel. Trenches up there by machine again. He's just sort of playing very defensively at the moment. He probably should actually be not playing too defensively. He's giving Kpen more time to build up resources and push back, but guessing the machine is not quite too concerned with that. But I mean, he's also in a strong position. There might also be just a bit of sense of confidence here, a bit of laxity sort of settling in here. More S-mines going off. He's using the field guns to clear them out now. He's sort of starting to realise he can't quite use his conscripts and minesweepers. He pretends he wants to, but there's a part in the back of Kpen's mind sort of goes, is this truly the right way, and will I truly not just end up in a gulag if I keep doing this? Anyways, can soon push for the Shermans again, just get some supply drops in there, Kpen, get some supply drops. Pushing up your machine there, caught in a bad spot. Going for deep flank there, thumbs up to Kpen for that one. Just getting some fuel there as well. No Molotovs though, which should certainly be helpful there versus the machine gun. We got one dish coming up from the south. Panzer have almost enough machine. I'm surprised no Panthers or Sturmpanzers here. Or some suppressed. Then again, Kpen's mostly infantry support weapons, so certainly Panther would make a ton of sense for machine based off that. There you go, Panzer coming up with awesome support. Allowing the contract there, but he's still going to grab the fuel point. We've got the machine gun, so he can also just counter any of immediate counterattack stuff on machine without any tanks. Sandbags up here as well, very good. I think he's going to need the field gun over here because it's very likely machine's going to try and attack into immediately. Then again, he may not. So far, it could also be he's going to try and launch an assault from the next side here and try and catch Kpen off guard there. That's certainly also a possibility, particularly with the officer again using some smoke and some silica maybe push through there. Troops reinforcing. Setting up there. My apologies about the cat in the background. Not entirely sure what it does he wants. And there you go, Panther barrage shatters the house and the crew inside. And one of the rockets decimating the occupants. Panther being pushed back with the Sis-3 field gun. Getting very close to that. I'm surprised again we aren't seeing any additional allied supply drops just to speed up their M4C Shermans again. Yes, to help out with that. And again, my apologies for Basil. He's being a bit, I don't know, restless. Osttruppen Panzer moving in here against the field gun there. Kpen's going to have to react to them quickly. Bomb grenade off. Almost takes out the engineers doing what they can. Disc turning about here. Very close to the Sherman, but again, the lack of a supply drop here is starting to look a bit peculiar here from Kpen. Panther moving up, of course, the field gun gone. There we go. Sherman final way for Kpen. Took him, I would say, a bit too long. That could easily have been out faster. Could have been out notably faster, but there you are. Machine, of course, is going to destroy it. Very good move there. Sherman closely approaching being done. It's going a bit of a slow pace. More Panther barrage off here. Hitting at Suspector, so position. The Soviets will reposition. Wasting just a barrage there from Machine. Constantly up against the Panzer squad. He actually, a bit of a mistake, the Machine, pushing them too far. Small chance of white people, which would definitely be beneficial for Kpen, except he splits up the conscripts a bit too fast. Losing it, no chance, I think, to take it out there. Bit of a slip up there. Trying to flank around him, sort of catch Machine spearhead here. Not a necessarily bad idea there, but needs to be a bit faster from Kpen. Sherman almost done. Pantherful keeps missing that damn field gunner. And there we go, finally wrecks it. Oh dear, Pantherful could be solved with the concept taken out. Maybe this coming up as well. That's going to focus on the infantry by. Almost got the Pantherful. There we go, Sherman out. The M4C Sherman. MCHA, as is also known by the Soviets. Fun fact, once the Surge received the M4C Sherman with the 76mm gun, they actually began replacing the T-35s and some of the more elite units like the Gas Mechanized Corps with Sherman. So, think of that what you will there. Constantly, they almost got that Panzer there for that certainly helpful there for the Machine, who was floating a lot of resources there. Definitely should be a bit less lax for that. Sherman charging up here, going through their mines field there. That Machine has been so carefully laying down. There you go, Panther for down. Pack 40 gold to go down here. Quickly backs off here with the Sherman. Gets a dip. The Machine on top there, a 50 caliber. Panther away from Machine in response once he's seen the Sherman. He knows he has to bring up the big guns. There you go, Panther flank here going for the Sherman. Quick blitz there. I'm going to pelt that with anti-tank grenades. Maybe sort of make an easy target here for the Sherman. Damage in the Panzer come fighting for Pack 40 nearby. That's going to make it harder here for him to pursue, but still he's managed to sort of stabilise the front. He's actually now holding most of it. So nice little comeback there from Kpen for now. Panther almost on the Machine, caught off guard. Troops are healing reinforcing. Got mines down there. 50 caliber almost done. Machine gun there, Panther flying back. Troops healing reinforcing. More pioneers for Machine as well. Very good. Kpen could consider fuel cache as an assist with more tanks, and I mean at this point, if he can build up sort of a critical mass of M4C Shermans, he could actually give Machine a really bad time. We'll of course have to see what actually transpires. Panther's running out of the Machine. Sherman they're trying to blast a bit away there. Not quite hitting anything. Disco hanging back there, ground the point there. Osttruppen officer and Panther coming from the eastern side, very good. Machine of course could also benefit from fuel cache, maybe a system with more tanks or some Stugs. Infantry bunching up there in front of the Sherman, but at the same time Panther tank here from the front. Machine charging in there for the fatherland, Deutschland. Osttruppen held down here with a disco machine gun, preventing any immediate armoured and infantry breakthroughs for the centre there. Infantry assault comes from the right flank, and this the supporting course got the Sherman up, shoots and gets a good hit there on the German infantry. Field gun following up with the Kpen to back out his armour, could also go for another supply drop and I think actually get out of Sherman pretty fast to support the first one. Panther proving a bit of a nuisance there for Kpen and the Red Army. Machine there might want to sort of, launch a light to consider assault here from the flanks, but there's mines of course. Minesweepers. So now Machine's time to use his units in minesweeper, in this case is Panzer IV, which is a bit more of an expensive minesweeper, truth be told. Panther landing nice here on the Sherman tank, putting down to half health. Could pursue ahead, but of course there's the threat of anti-tank grenades, which would of course put things better hold there. Panther IV does successfully escape. Sherman falling back for repairs for now. Those Panthers need to get away. They're ace, and they'd be certainly a waste here for a Machine to throw them away like that. Kpen getting very close to another M4C Sherman, another MCHA, and we even got the supply drops in here this time around. Very good. Sherman there being fixed up. And we got artillery strike called in by the officer, making use of the heavy mortar barrage there. But the Panzerwehr could also use, if he had the Panzerwehr, still could use the coordinated barrage. In this case, the heavy mortar rounds falling down, not quite hitting anything, but still forcing Kpen to shift his forces away just a bit. More pioneers almost down there for machine and the 265th Infantry Division. Field gun moving up, Sherman good to go there. Slowly approaching Messenger 1. He can build another Sherman out he wants to, and that's exactly what Kpen's going to do. The machine could consider backing up his stuff with the Stu, since they do have higher rates of fire. Thusly can put more pressure on the Shermans if necessary. I suppose you could just translate out for another Panther. Machine Kpen is looking to rapidly grab the map here and certainly punish Machine's laxity there. For playing to defenseman, just seize as much as you can, gobbling it up there. Sherman almost done there for Kpen. Once they're caught in the line of fire, the Panther immediately suffers a bit of a horrendous blast, leaving poor Diatlov dead in the dirt. Sherman Panther or field gun and the Panther landing a nice small hit there. Panther number 2 on the way for machine, certainly believe it in artillery, though at this point a mortar could also be an idea for maybe some smoke screens so that we disrupt Kpen's defences. Sherman sitting out there for Kpen, number 2. He's not theoretically too far off from a third one down the road. I mean, he's got 81, so a minute and a half and they actually call in another Sherman, at which point 3 Shermans could give Machine there sufficient headache if correctly handled, particularly since they also have access to smoke screens now after they were recently buffed in that department. Panzer almost done. Also getting blasted with the Sherman. Panzer 4, Panther going forward, needs to get that Sherman out of there before it hits a mine. Machine hitting in there. Oh, he might activate into the mines and not anticipating it. Nope. Mine swims up. Kpen has finally admitted to his hubris, but there you go. He's also extended with not sufficient support to cover the flanks of the armor. Field gun Sherman moving in there. Catching Machine off guard in a really bad maneuver. Panther 4 down, abandoned even. Down to just the Panther, which is clearly focused down here by Kpen's tanks and anti-tank guns. Conscripts also going for a deeper flank here, further causing disruption. Again, attacking as though there weren't any minefields. Kpen has truly, to a degree at least, taken Sukhov to heart. Mostly. Almost caught the Panther there, infantry or tanks backing off. They're clearly not feeling like they're in condition to move ahead here, at least not without some of the anti-tank threats cleared out. Still, it has frustrated Machine's defenses, but at the same time, Machine is taking this opportunity to push up the right flank there with a good assault, clearing out Machine gun as well there. Really good play there by Machine. Nice flank there with Panther as an officer. 2 thumbs up. Good play there, trenching the machine gun there with incendiary arms around, further hosing down any attempt for Kpen to push ahead there, defending the sanctity of the cemetery from the Soviets. Osttruppen there routed. Grab the Eastern Victory Point, Malta will grab that fuel point. Sherman's being slowly fixed up, and again, he's not far off from another Sherman. Oh, they called it another machine gun. I think he's just gone for the 3rd Sherman, truth be told. Panther there slowly being fixed up. Machine, another Panther could be a good idea, or get a bunch of Stuks to back up the Panther. Back here, troops reinforcing. We shall see what Machine does next here for the 265th Infantry Division, as more and more armoured supporters arriving from all sorts of units. Sherman there, good to go. Veteran 2-1. Second Sherman moving in there as well. Also very close to Veteran 2-1. Just making sure that apparently that was dead. Field gun moving behind. Gun launching assault here. Smoke since so disrupted would be a good move here, I think, by Kpen. Or just a sufficiently deep flank with the Sherman to disrupt things. That could also be a good idea there for Kpen. Actually, Saturn was going full, so thumbs up there to Kpen, really. Good flanks is something I feel like some people forget, and now it goes, as soon as he turns his attention to the one Sherman, the other Sherman should be attacking you soon. Also throwing down smoke as well, very nice. Very nice. Just wish he'd use the other Sherman as well, but I guess he's keeping it reserved here, waiting for the Panther to arrive before then trying to flank that, in which case, also a good move there by Kpen, really, at least certainly indicates some good thoughts there. Troops are being suppressed as they're trying to assault head on. We got the GGtheMachine servers up, Machine making things difficult for Kpen. Sherman needs to get away there. Panther again flanked by the Sherman, also confidently moving in there behind the Panther, trying to threaten it. Down to tank grenades and tries to get out of there. Good move there by Kpen. Machine suddenly realizes he might have been baited into a trap. The unit wide on a retreat. Shermans are still operable there. Got to the firing down. The GGtheMachine almost taken out there. Panther down to less than half health. More smoke machines down just further. Disrupt Machine's defense is really good assault there. I wouldn't call it excellent or amazing, but again, I feel like some parts of it weren't quite as tightly coordinated as they could have been, but there are definitely a lot of good elements there from Kpen. Overall, disrupting the Machine's ability to actually form up a cohesive defense. So, good play there by Kpen. 2 thumbs up. Still, he sort of grabbed the points, although it's not going to matter too much. Still, he got some kills in there. He disrupted, he murdered. And of course, he's also shown to Machine that Panther isn't quite as powerful as he'd like it to be. Kpen can also go for a third Sherman. Certainly, more Shermans right now for Kpen would be a great idea, in particular as they gain more experience. Of course, they become nasty and more potent. Also, one had a machine gun on the other one. More counters here. I mean, at this point, you might as well just consider going for a mechanized half-track group there, so they toss that in as well. And there you go, second Panther machine. We're seeing a build over there of the mighty Panzerkampfwagen 5 here from the German army, the Deutsche Panzerwaffe. Panthers slowly being fixed up. Panthers were quite maintenance intensive, and they were also quite mechanically unreliable. Even by the late Model G, it was not uncommon for, like, say, half a Panther company to just be, or battalion, I think, to be sort of out of commission simply due to the mechanical issues they suffered from. So, little fun side note there about Panthers. Panther almost done. Also a fun fact about the Panther, they're actually only slightly more expensive to make than the Panzer IV. And in fact, they also almost produce as many numbers as the Panther. I think like Panzer IV is sort of roughly 7,000 to 6,000. Panther, I think, roughly around 5,000 builds. So they're actually a surprisingly large amount of Panthers built in just a short amount of time in active source service. So, little fun note there as well about the Panther. But again, they were mechanically very unreliable. So a bit of quiet here is both sort of lining up there. Kpen really should go for more Shermans. Panthers are almost done there for the machine. He's clearly lining up for another assault, though I'm not entirely sure he'll be tagging right into the jaws of the line here. He should be looking, I think, to more sort of catch Kpen off guard, sort of hammer him down that way. But there you go. Kpen's decided he's now he's going to go for the car punch, going to try and force the engagement. At the same time, that does mean he's sort of leaving the right side a bit more exposed, or he could leave himself exposed to a good push, depending on how the machine reacts to it. And looks like he's going to tag into it. He's going to try and flank it. Of course, got field and got theoretically sort of counter flank. Machine's flank, which just needs some info to secure that area here. Panther being pushed back already, halfway to eventually 2, but also close to being destroyed. Also taking fire, there you go, Panther done, push up here, he's immediately disrupted there by Kpen's defenders. Sherman down, almost there, cleared up, Panther fire laying down there, almost taking out the field gun, could use the officer to maybe lay down another barrage, further disrupt here, Kpen's able to defend, and there you go, Panther going straight for the Sherman here. Kpen's little trap has backfired on him as Machine strikes with the full fury of the fatherland. Panther gaining victory too. Shoots and added. Constantly clear out that Pack 40. No attempt to mobilize from reserve over Kpen, but it was like Panther moving in there. Panther taking him down from anti-tank grenades. Other Panther joining in there. Constantly being routed. Field gun fire, Sherman fire there, hammering away there at Machine's stuff. Directed here in the Sherman. Troops can up east and start another Sherman weather for Kpen. Should have had one of them sooner, in which case he probably had 3 Sherman to take out the Panther, which I think would have given Kpen a much better chance. Sherman then being pushed back close to another Panzer barrage unleashed here by Machine, this time using the officer's coordinated barrage ability. Thumbs up there. Field gun cleared out again. Need to recruit quickly. Sherman in there trying to land an extra hit, and there you go. Betching 2 game, but mortally called in this time. Them heavy mortars to try and finish off that field gun crew. In this case, the field gun crew is a bit too fast here for Machine's artillery. But certainly not a bad attempt at all. Not a bad attempt at all. Kpen might also want to consider an issue 5 to back up the Shermans at this point with 2 Panthers on the field. Otherwise, he just needs to be better at getting out a lot of Shermans fast. Because he's going to need to bring up as much firepower to bear against those Panthers. Another fuel drop there for Kpen and the Red Army. Panthers there being fixed up. Trenches there holding out nicely. Sherman there, the veterans one is almost good to go there. Machine current eastern point. Note he's slightly positioned there so he can't be flanked through here like he did last time. Going to try and flank the Disco. Of course, got the Panther, got the machine guns, got other stuff here supporting nearby as well. Note that the machine has lost his Panther committees and hasn't replaced them, partly because he can't at the moment. But he definitely should at some point. Field gun moving up, Sherman's moving in there. Need to be careful about being too careless though versus Machine and all those Panthers. Always keeping Shermans won't be going anywhere very fast except the scrap heap. Here we go, going in. Okay, Panther here though for Machine. That's going to be very frustrating here. Panther taking a lot of pointless hits there to the rear. Sherman's going to press for it. There we go. Take out one Panthers. There's still eventually two Panther with the armor skirts up and that's still increased armor. And we can see the Kpen backs off rather than risk it. There's the Veteran 2 Panther. Oh no, he's going to go for it again, and he's going to try and get a whack on the officer. Still getting rid of one Panther's skirt there. Fortunately, going there for Machine, but certainly helpful there for Kpen. We could still, go for more Shermans, or you could go for tank destroyers. Either way, you should go for more armor. Whatever way he decides, and sort of hammer down Machine with it. We got 338 versus 270. Consequence the Osttruppen here, finding over the centre. Sherman there slowly approaching Red Sea 3 for the Red Army. For the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps. Troops are healing and reinforcing. Back in Machine space, nothing further happening. He's probably staying out for another Panther. He could also just go for Stugs. The Sturmgeschütz. Constant press, there you go. Panther moving ahead here. 8 kills. Straight into the field gun and a Sherman. Note that you guys got the radio net bonus as well, making the Sherman a bit more formidable in that way. A slightly higher rate of fire and line of sight. Directly on the Sherman from the Pack 40. There we go, flanking by Kpen trying to clear up the positions here. Caught by the machine gun still, managed to get past here. One, almost. Still it is disrupting Machine's defense in the centre. We might allow him to push through here for the front with some other stuff. Sherman's still waiting repairs, and he's still not bringing out more tanks. We can go for another Sherman now. We can go for the 5 tank destroyer. We got artillery fire. Oh, smoke called in actually. Try and cover the retreat here. Not a bad move with the Machine. He needs to, I think, launch an assault elsewhere. Maybe try and outmaneuver Kpen here. There we go, 3rd Sherman for Kpen and the Red Army. Panther there, halfway to Veteran 3, which is definitely going to be a problem there for Kpen. And we got Machine there going for Panzergrenadiere. Got 8 rounds still loaded up. There you go, directly on the Panther, piercing through the 18mm of sloped armour. After they're being hosed down, we got artillery called in here as well. Coordinated barrage there from the Panzerwerfer. Need to get the officer out of there. Almost taking out of the artillery. Panther continuing covering fire there. Close, Veteran 3 with 11 kills, 12 kills actually. Field gun there directly penetrating the Panther's arm. There goes Sherman, another hit there with its 8 rounds. Panther in fact almost taking out. Needs to get out of there fast and get fully repaired. 3rd Sherman done as well there for Kpen and the Red Army. Continue skirmishing on the centre victory point between the two sides. Osttruppen being slowly flattened here, and there you go. Panther barrage from the Panzerwerfer again. Directly hammering down the field and crew nearby engineers, slowing down the repairs here of Kpen and also weakening his grip on the centre victory point. Panther being headed. Oh, that's actually kind of risky there, particularly with that Sherman that can still fire 8 rounds. And oh, he switched back to armor piercing, regular ones that is. 8 also being a armor piercing round. Almost got the Panther there. It is very low on health. Is also very close to Veteran 3 here. Is Kpen going to try and risk it all, or is he going to play it a bit more? Oh. We got smoke in here as he chances forward to the Panther. Shermans, obscuring line of other Pack 4 is going to try and go for that Panther. Needs to be carefully. The assault is already, I think, hitting some snags and is getting fragmented. Almost lost the Sherman there, but he might be able to get the Pack 4 at least. Panther moving up there for Machine and the German army. Directed here. Should be using the more veteran one, then with more health, more importantly. Panther for the Pack 45 back here, constantly up there, and then grenade. Gonna go for that, and there you go. Ace Panther up here for Machine. Sherman moving forward, then that's an Ace Sherman there for Kpen, a hero of the Soviet Union. Order of Lenin, you name it. Order of Trotsky, you mention that, you go to the Gulag. Now the Panther on the way there for Machine. We got Panther opening up there, needs to be careful with that one though. It is certainly a linchpin at the moment here for Machine. It also means that's a bit more judicious in its usage. Panther on the way there though for Machine, so that's going to be more Panthers here for Deutschland. Obviously the 7 kills right on the conscripts. We've got 247 and 336. Bit no tunnel vision around the centre. They should be trying to sort of outmaneuver they want a bit more. And I'm surprised there's been no attempts to take the cemetery here by Kpen. Of course they're telemines, so that's certainly something you need to be mindful of. Again, so far it's not shown any concern for mines, except that one mine through which I think haven't really been able to sweep any mines, so who knows. Fixing up the Ace Panther there. 2nd Panther almost done there for Machine. Kpen is actually not far off being able to go for another Sherman. I mean, 4 Shermans would be a lot of firepower here versus a machine if used correctly. With some smoke screens, can actually, I think, launch a pretty effective assault that could break machine if he's not careful. Well, there you go. Second Panther done. To join in the Ace Panther here. Oberleutnant Helmut Mühlstein. Got that Panther almost good to go. Sherman there getting ready. Machine gun hanging back here as well. Looks like machine's going to launch a flank attempt here, so try and break through there. Not a bad idea. Necessarily. Depending of course on the execution. Problem is, I think he's making a bit too obvious there to Kpen, which then quickly begins to set up their preparation for it. Looks like we got some movement there. Of course, at the same time, with Kpen, it's going to be difficult to coordinate too easily since there's this and there's also this, which makes it a bit hard to easily form a defensive frontage against an assault from the west, but at the same time control the centre. There goes shouting up, Philgis moving up as well there. Perhaps machine here was a bit too slow. We'll have to see what happens next. Panther there drawing the fire, probably shouldn't be taking that one first like that. Sherman shooting, shot bouncing off the Panther's frontal armour. Philgis shoot bounces as well. At the same time, of course, as he does this, he's left himself wide open there, and Kpen sends upon this next begins for a deep flank there. 2 thumbs up by Kpen, 2 thumbs up. Punishing the machine there for a bit of mistake. They got Panther tricks up on the Panzer Grenadiers. Machine back cleared out, feeling they're taking damage. Sherman is actually charging inside the base, going for the Panzerwehr for further good move there by Kpen. Good lord. Transferring up with the machine, hitting the blind spot without a Molotov. They can't easily clear that. Need to be careful they don't get caught in front of it. At the same time, Panthers assaulting here through the centre with an infantry and whatnot. Seeing the assault is Sherman. Ace backing off there. What will the machine do? Will he break off the assault? Will he continue now? He's sort of stuck in between and can't seem to make up his mind. Got the Sherman going to the flank here. Eventually 2 Sherman by the way. Go down the Panther, mine goes off. They need to get the other Panther up to deal with it. But no, the other Panther continues onwards. We need to get the Panther up to back up the first one. Panzerjäger's infantry. It's all a big mess here. Can't go in there. Panther down. A significant blow to the machine by Kpen. Again, really good flank there. Really good flank. It certainly shows what sometimes one of your best moves is actually try and counter flank your opponent's assault and just hit them when they're trying to attack you and sort of get up behind the attack. Causing utter confusion there, which is clearly what happened here with the machine. Doing some heavy damage to the Sherman. Kpen needs to get that Sherman out there fast, but it's like not going to happen. Got smokes and off there. Got stuck here though by the Panther, and one more hit from the Panther. That Sherman's going to be touched. No, quickly turns away there. Bit of a mistake. And there goes Sherman down. So he's highlighting just half a middle opponent. And Ace Panther is, but he still lost the other Panther. And Kpen still has 2 tanks and easily replace them. Whereas for the machine, replacing his Panther is going to be pretty difficult and pretty expensive. So, bit of a rough situation with the machine. He's still got an upper hand to a degree, but it's starting to look a lot worse for wear. More Panzer going to be out here for the machine and the 165th Infantry Division. Back here, troops healing and forcing. More Panzer going to be out there for machine. Field gun there very close to Veteran 2. Panther there being fixed up. 17 kills. Very good there. Very good. Second Panzer going to be escort there done. Which I still feel like could be a good addition of a machine, just much more cost efficient than Panthers and just dealing with large numbers of tanks. But we'll see what it ends up with. We shall see what it ends up with. Panzer is trying for the center being suppressed or pushed back here in the west. Machine gun holding up a push there by Kpen. Though it's getting suppressed itself. Right flank secured here, Sherman being fixed up, and of course got the third one almost done. Ace Panther being head here. On its own, a bit risky to be honest. They have a machine a bit risky without any infantry support. Could easily hit a mine, in which case he'd be lightly touched with all the stuff that Kpen could bring to bear against the Ace Panther there. Back here, healing, reinforcing. Sherman's remaining in reserve position. There's only a bit more quiet here between the 2 players. They're sort of aware that sort of big win could move. Could win it all, a big move could win it all, but could also lose it all. So they're sort of being a bit more cautious now, trying to sort of suss out each other's weaknesses before sort of committing to it. We got 288 versus 219. We got a Sturmgeschütz away from the machine, finally realizing he has to rely on the one true savior. The Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. James the Constable, but then Osttruppen. Panther haven't got calls as well there. Constable being slowly murdered out. Sherman's field and creeping up here. Stug almost down for Machine. Direct hitting, piercing through the Panther's frontal armour. Looks like might be seeing some action on the left flank here. Fine for Machine. Kpen up the right side, also a bit of movement there. Stug almost down for Machine and the German army. Osttruppen routed. Catching men, repaying the Panther and murdering them out there. 22 kills for the conscripts. Still not telling going for the mobilised show upgrade, which is now part here, by the way. Though requires also getting Molotovs reset. So obviously, there's a bit behind it. Panther moving forward, taking fire from the Sherman Symphony, a battle taking fire. Panther takes a penetrating hit here. Triple Sherman up that Panther. Good hit on the Panther, but it's still strong. It is still a threat there to Kpen's armour. Stug, of course, also now ready for the German army, hanging back in the base. We could try and launch a flank assault through here, get behind Kpen, sort of him there, try to return the favour, but seems like Machine is less keen on that. Conscript's almost right out there, trying to flank, got 11 kills on the officer. Stug moving about, he's actually not far off being able to go another Stug, and 2 Stugs would be a real threat there to Kpen's armour. As long as they don't run into the field gun straight ahead. Stug a bit too close here. Sherman takes a hit, but also gets a hit return on the Stug. Kpen can still go for more Sherman's bow and push up to forwards again. Would be, I think, quite heavy there for Machine. But I suppose he might have decided just 3 Shermans are sufficient. Stug gonna need repairs. Panther need repairs. Bit of a slugger at this point. Katyusha on the way for Kpen. Bit of artillery to further try and blast its way through Machine's lines and defences. Not a bad move at all. Not a bad move at all. It says 3 field guns slowly approaching Machine 3. We still got the Machine in the trench. We got the Panther almost good to go there for Machine once more. I think he's just abandoning home to disrupt Machine's line of thinking here. East side those wide open again. A theoretically good flank assault here could leave Kpen in a bad spot. Don't have to see the actually sort of goes for that one. There we go. Something seems to be happening. Katyusha almost down there here for Kpen and the Red Army. We got 259 to 211. Sandbags up here, very good. Veneers hanging back, danger on the sight of someone else doing the bloody work. Clearing up mines there. Panther moving forwards for Deutschland. And the Katyusha's a bit started. He's got a few too many units to be able to get it out here right at the moment. But not a lot. There we go. Stug moving to support the eastern assault there. We've got Sherman actually watching the flank, or perhaps it's just unintentional. Either way, though, it's going to give Kpen a bit more time to actually respond to the flank assault if he actually goes for it, or at least unless he's planning for a deeper flank. Either way, they probably should be launching sort of a proper assault here against Kpen. Machines though holding up the Panther, taking Stug, getting good hit on the Sherman. Up front here, the Panther's moving outwards, that's or backwards towards the base. Sherman down to half health. Stug continue to pressure onwards. We've got Constable. There you go. Panther X almost got the Sherman, and there you go. Sherman gets away with the 7 health. Stug pushes forward. Veterans 1, Sido kills. Can he get it? And there you go. Sherman explodes. That's the same final that arm piercing around goes through the frontal armour. Katyusha ready here. Panther moving up directly down the. None of them actually hit the Sherman. The ace gets away there. Anti-tank grenades in the Stug, damaging it a bit, but nothing to the engine. Grab the points here. West part here has been cleared out, but the Machine in the trench is still holding up since there's no armor support. He still doesn't have Molotovs, still not trying to just flank it from the narrow spot. Osttruppen, they're getting hit by Katyusha fire, but most of the rockets so far are missing the mark spectacularly. Up here, Confidence held down by the machine gun from the Panther. Put out the machine gun to the Stug, to be honest. At the same time, the assault here is, I think, happening too slowly. It's actually giving Kpen our time to react and counter-attack Machine's assault here rather disrupting. You've got more fuel being dropped in there by Kpen as well, which at this point seems a bit silly, seeing as he's got more than enough. And this is getting some kickback somewhere from the United States. Panther moving forwards there, 21 kills, Stug moving in as well there. Trying to hit that Shem there, got Tilly called in. Nope, that's the officer calling it in there, I think. Yep, I was actually thinking it might have been the railroad to the report there, but nope. Fielding pushed back, Shermans are taking fire from the Panther. Stug couldn't quite hit. Slowly approaching the turn that Stug, but needs to be careful, there's ultra close being destroyed. And there goes Stug goes down. Bit of a miss there by the machine who could called in another Stug to then 2 Stugs out. 23 kills on the Panther. Sherman's going to go for it. Direct hit on the Panther. Panther returns the favour. Intense fighting here in the southeast. We've got Osttruppen versus conscripts. Conscripts are definitely not winning that one. Not without mobilised reserves and some Molotovs. But here the Panther. Ace Sherman backing off there. HQ5 almost done for Kpen. $238 versus 119, and we got a Panther one way from Machine. Not quite wildly affected there versus the Shermans, which I still think are one of the main issues here from Machine, but there you go. Ace Panther's going to go for it. He's going to try and take out that Ace. Got a smoking downfield. Going to note by the way, it's an Ace field gun. And right here, he's really wanting it dead, but he's at the same time clearly willing to risk his Ace Panther in the process, which I feel like is a bit of a bad call from Machine. Bit of a bad call. In fact, almost cost him his Ace Panther, which would have been catastrophic there for Machine, but it has actually forced him to withdraw a bit from here, which could open up for some counterattacks there with a bit more efficiency. Panther form was done. HQ5 on the move there for Kpen and the Red Army, the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps. Oh, and sending up in does the field gun, very good move there. Very good at clearing out anti-tank in general. Because here's the thing, anti-tank crews do not get suppressed. And the thing is, most machine guns actually do a lot of damage, but the suppression actually negates a good deal of it. But on the other hand, if it fires at something that is squishy, but at the same time can't be suppressed, a machine can actually do a lot of damage. And then adding insane armor piercing rounds can actually quickly clear out an anti-tank weapon with it. So, good move there with Machine, good move. Panther 4 there moving forward, Panther being fixed up there. Also worth noting with March with kits now you actually get a 30% bonus that's repair a bit faster, so that helps out fixing up the Panther. 238 versus 178. Kpen needs a bit more money for victory points. Panther being hauled back here, so the front line is getting a bit dangerous for it to be just safely repaired. Good hit on the Ace Sherman, but also takes it in return there from the HD5. But he's ultimately through the centre there. Good realisation there, as he should probably be backing off from the east side as Kpen's bringing in more of his forces, and the eastern assault has, well, more or less petered out. Panzer Grenadier on the way there for Machine. He's just adding in more and more Panzer Grenadier. Fixing that Panzer 4, finally reconnecting the western fuel. So good. Four kills on that Ace Sherman. Again, just note the rate of fire gets the Veteran fleet. Well, he's Veteran 2, that's a good rate of fire. They actually switched to that Veteran fleet for more penetration. Because I think they realised otherwise an Ace M4C Sherman actually could fire, I think it was roughly a shot every 2 seconds, meaning it's practically an autoload it managed. There you go, Panther being fixed up here. Moving up the west side very steadily, and there you go, second Panzer Grenadier squad up, being upgraded to Panzer as well to help deal with Kpen's armoured threat. Bit quiet here again as both players are trying to suss out what happens next. Again, that sort of tension, that build up, and there you go, more fuel being dubbed in for Kpen. Oh, shot down this time around though. Exploding amongst the trees. No fuel there for Kpen, but again, he's got more than enough. I'm guessing he just doesn't know what to do with the fuel otherwise. Moving up here to lay down sandbags, really good. Awesome suppressed, and there you go. Looks like we're going to see a head-on assault here. Oh, with a minor flanking element there from Machine, leading some Panzer there to do the hard work there. Very good. Panzerjäger's regular Panzer there. Bomb grenade off to help clear out the defenders. Hits a mine though. Hits a mine, and there goes Sherman to tank apart the Panzerjägers down to one man already. Artillery support being further called into further shot, but still the assault is going on here, pushing through with tanks and infantry. Well, whatever's left of the infantry already, as they suffered catastrophic loss. There you go. Head-on assault encounters massive issues here with tanks and tank destroyers. Katyusha being fired straight into the midst of it. Lack of smokes in here by the assaulting elements there. Should have used the officer for that. Is really hurting Machine there. His infantry's being torn apart. The armor is already hitting several snags there. Constant trying to hold back the infantry. Panther charges forwards there. Apparently he's not going to care about it anymore. He's going to expose himself to anti-tank grenades if he's not careful. HQ5 taking heavy damage. Got Sherman up there. Panzerjäger's moving up with Panzer Shreks. Sherman there. Damage anchored with the Panthers also suffering from it. Panzerjäger's down to just one man. Panther's about to go down there. 29 kills. Almost got it. Panzer's down. Officer. That did not pan out at all. And there you go. The Ace Panther's down. The Panther Force backed off. And while he did do some damage, I would say the machine ended up losing a lot more than he killed comparatively. And he just tossed in some smoke. I think that assault would have gone a lot better than it actually did, since that again allowed him to close in more easily with Kpen's weapons without necessarily suffering massive damage. So that was, I think, a bit unfortunate. Also, he shouldn't have been bunching up that close much, and again, that only made it easy for the Katyusha just to fire a arseload of rockets down his throat. Pack forward in the way, though clearly Machine is not going to give any time. He still believes in victory. He still believes there's a chance. Kpen meanwhile believes it's time for more Shermans. We shall see who's proven right. Panzer here going straight for the machine gun, and well, it's immediately holdable by the machine gun. Panzer all they're falling back here, troops in reinforcing. Need to fix up that Panzer IV. Katyusha bows straight into the base here, hoping to kill up some of Machine's men. And he gets out there just in time before suffering any catastrophic loss, and then only the medics suffer. As they usually do. They suffer in silence. Sherman there can't quite arrive since he's not got too many forces. But he can always arrive as soon as he suffers enough casualties this quick to rush out there. We got 166 versus 203. Could still make a push here and just clear out the damn trench of the machine gun in if he makes a proper attack there. And, you know, get some Molotovs out. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for it again. Gone for the mobilized reserves, honestly. Small oversight there by Kpen, but not a big one, clearly. Flanking up, mining up the flank, very good. I was about to say flanking up the mines, which is a slightly weirder sentence, to put it mildly. Panther almost done. I'm guessing Machine's going to try and set up for another Panther here, though I'm not entirely sure that's going to work out by now. Definitely feel like that Panther 4 was a mistake, though. Slowly approaching the 1 hour mark as well. Mine's going off. Bit counter-attack here to defend the western side, I guess. But at the same time, might leave himself vulnerable here once more. He's moving in forces just in case Kpen tries to launch an assault there. Guess he's learned his lesson. Katyusha moving up, got 8 kills since 1 there. 2 minutes away from the 1 hour mark.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
20 kills shown there, 6 off a mine, but unfortunately the machine. Though could have been worse, it could have hit his Panther 4 with that mine. Panther 4 is going to move straight into the Ace Sherman. That's not going to pan up to the weather of the machine. That's a tank opening up there.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
He's being shot at as well. Sherman almost done. Directly on the Panther 4, going straight for that Sherman. Almost got the Ace Sherman, almost got it, but misses. And there you go, the Sherman takes out the Panther 4. Machine's assault is definitely already repeating out again. It is lacking momentum, it is lacking firepower. Can't let the Colt trying to flank in, instead they get murdered. At least there's some luck there for Machine. Beyond that, the odds are looking pretty grim. Pretty grim. Quick hit on the Osttruppen with the Sherman, moving up there as well, counter-attacking here. Going to try and take out that issue 5 with the menace for his Panthers there. Osttruppen out in the open, easy attack with the Sherman. Machine holding up the infantry as well there. Officers almost dead, and there you go. GG from the Machine, GG. Panzer is down. Actually used to be more insane at Destiny 3, but again, I don't think they have it anymore. Again, it's just penetration now, better maneuvering. But GG, game over. A loss there for Machine. in the face of Kpen's Sherman assault there. A brutal battle. Sunny Machine, I think, took his opponent a bit too lightly at times, but also Kpen was just a really good flanker and sort of flexible player in that sense, able to outmaneuver Machine at several times, just caused him great harm, whereas Machine was a lot more ponderous at times, just sort of more brutal, which made it easy again for Kpen to just play around and do some heavy damage. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another awesome episode. Bye.